Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. It is the second of the month, which means that it's time for SheetLoad collaborators to share our version of this month's SheetLoad of card sketch. Now before we get into my video, I want to send out a big congratulations to Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel. This is her 50th SheetLoad of cards sketch. Wow, I just can't believe it. 50! Congratulations again, Alicia, and thanks for continuing to inspire us. Alrighty, friends, let's get back to card making. The SheetLoad of Cards is a sketch, cutting guide, and full supply list provided free to all of Call Me Crafty Al's subscribers. I'll be sure to link to Call Me Crafty Al's channel in the description box below. On the first of each month, Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel shares that month's SheetLoad of Cards sketch and explains how to download that sketch. On the second of the month, she shares a full process video using the SheetLoad sketch, including any tips and tricks she may have. The collaboration team also shares our version of how we use the card sketch on the second of the month. There are both Instagram and YouTube collaboration team members. To find the crafty creations made by the collaboration team members, you can use the hashtag in the title of the video as well as on screen now. Now, just in case that hashtag doesn't work, we have also added a link to a playlist in the description box below. If you would like to play along with this month's SheetLoad sketch, please be sure to use the hashtags on the sketch when sharing on social media. This way, we can see all the wonderful SheetLoads being made by all of our crafty friends. Now, this month's SheetLoad is a special edition making 5x7 cards. If you print the SheetLoad at 100%, the image included on the SheetLoad sketch is an actual size of a 5x7 card, which helps when you're designing your card so you can have a better visual of what it may look like. The sketch also shares what supplies are needed, how many cards it will yield, and this month's sketch yields 12 cards. The dimensions, in case you want to make one card instead of the full batch. Alternative ways to use the sketch, such as decorating the inside of the cards with a leftover pattern paper. On page 2 of the sketch is the cutting guide. That is where Alicia shows you how to cut your cardstock and your pattern paper for the sketch. So this shows that we need 2 sheets of 12x12 pattern paper, plus 12 sheets of 8.5x11 cardstock for CS1, 4 sheets of 8.5x11 for CS2, 1 sheet of 8.5x11 cardstock for CS3, and 1 sheet of 8.5x11 cardstock for CS4. This month I decided to use The Story of Christmas paper by Lori Whitlock. I got this paper kit from Echo Park a few years ago, so I had it in my stash and wanted to use it. So let me share the cards I made using this month's SheetLoad of Cards sketch. Now, the pattern paper has a nice rustic feel to it, so I thought I would use some craft cardstock for my card bases and for my strips of paper across the front, as well as where I stamped the sentiment. For my sentiment, I simply stamped Merry Christmas using a sentiment from Gina K's Perfect Poinsettia stamp set. Now, as for that strip, to get that little pattern on there, I used this stamp. It is a background stamp by Simon Says Stamp, and it is the Center Cut Holiday Icons. And I was able to just place this in my MISTI and then put 4 of those strips across there and able to stamp 4 of them all at once. And I stamped the sentiment as well as the strip of cardstock using some of my Distress Oxide and Lumberjack Plaid. Now, I did make a mistake on cutting a couple of these strips, and I cut them a little bit narrower than they were supposed to be, but that's really not a problem. All that did was make the space between the center pattern paper and the side panel papers a little wider, but it still looks beautiful. And because it is double-sided paper, I was able to make numerous different combinations in making my cards. Now here are my 12 cards, and I used some of the leftover pattern paper to decorate the inside of my cards, as well as some of the stickers from the paper kit.
place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day.
Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one